The guard's body fell back against the prison wall, his head slumped forward on his chest as he slid to the ground with barely a sound. John quickly pulled his ID and pass card from his belt and left him where he lay. Time was of the essence now. As soon as the body was found, all hell was going to break loose, and he knew he'd better be on his way out. The heavy, iron-barred door at the end of the hallway was locked. John looked behind him to confirm that he was still alone, saw nothing but the guard's unconscious form on the floor, and swiped the pass card through the reader on the wall beside the door. A second later, he was rewarded as the small LED light atop the card reader turned from red to green, accompanied by the mechanical clicking sound of the door's lock releasing. He stepped through and pulled the door closed behind him, hearing the same click again as the lock automatically re-engaged. The hallway in front of him was longer than the one he'd just come through, and he could make out the shapes of sleeping prisoners as he passed each cell. So far his luck was holding. None of them stirred, and the silence went unbroken as he made his way through the cell block. According to the information he'd been given, the prisoner he was looking for should be in the second last cell on his right. John shot a quick glance behind him again as he moved through the dimly lit cell block. Still clear. The silence remained. John shot a quick glance behind him again as he moved through the dimly lit cell block. Still clear. The silence remained unbroken. The only light in the cell block came from small, dimly lit fluorescent tubes mounted in the ceiling which cast a soft, bluish light in the darkness. It was enough to see by once your eyes adjusted, but not enough to disturb the sleeping prisoners. The main fluorescent fixtures were off for the night, automatically controlled by timers that maintained the day-night cycle of the prison. As John passed the last few cells, his eyes scanned them, double-checking that the occupants were asleep and making sure that his presence was still unnoticed. So that's the onboard audio mics of the G85, the Panasonic G85. Those are at the beginning of this video. And then we switched, and as you could see when I held up the mirror, I put the Rode shotgun mic into the G85 and I hooked it up. And the second half of the video is all with the Rode shotgun mic mounted in the hot shoe. I'm about 5-6 feet away from the camera. I just moved back enough that I didn't change the lens setting from the previous video, so I was framed well. And I wanted to get an average spacing from the mic. You might be a little closer if you're vlogging, because I'm probably twice arm's length for vlogging. You might be a little farther away depending on your setup, but this gives you a good idea, I think, of how the mics sound. And you know what? I haven't heard them yet, so you'll get to hear them at the same time I do when I listen to this video and I upload it for you guys. If you have any questions about the G85, leave them in your comments below. If you want to check it out, all the specs, the best price, all the Q&A, user reviews on Amazon, I'll put the link below in the video description. You can check it out there. I'll also put the link below for the Rode shotgun mic, and I will put the link below for this lens, which I'm using right now, which is still the Panasonic 12-60 kit lens. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.